Hello friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're not new. In today's shenanigan, we are getting to constructing the outer parts of my historical asteroid cosplay. So without further ado, let's get into it. It's been ages since I updated you on the asteroid project because the asteroid project really hasn't been going on for a while, but we're back on track after I fought my major inability to make the decision of what sewing project I was gonna work on. And I picked this fabric for the kirtle. Now, it doesn't look like much on camera. I don't know why, it's not really picking it up, but what really drew me to this fabric was the texture. While I was initially looking for a more like burnt auburn brown, like, I don't know, like my desk's brown or my chair, because that is the kind of more leathery brown that Hiccup, Astrid, and sort of all the other Vikings have on their garb, and I really wanted to replicate that because I wanted to stay as true as the color palette as possible. There were no good options at the fabric store. Well, there was one, but the price, absolutely not. It was like 39 euros a meter. No, 32 a meter. I needed 3 meters of this. No, that's not happening. So I gravitated towards this one because even though it's not exactly the greatest color in history of mankind, it really pops with the turquoise that I had in mind on top of it. I found the turquoise that I had in mind, perfect turquoise, at that fabric store. I have not bought it yet because I like to buy one fabric at a time. I don't like to do bulk. And so this one it was. Also, I feel like its texture really pays homage to like the more organic and natural texture of the earliest animation of How to Train Your Dragon, which I don't know if this is a controversial opinion, but I think it's actually my favorite, not because it's the most aesthetically pleasing. Like on that, I much prefer aesthetically the versions of the animation of Race to the Edge, How to Train Your Dragon 2 and 3, but the original one has something like, they really nailed textures. Like I'm talking not just hair textures, just fabric textures. Even Astrid's hair was like blonde streaked with brown instead of just pure blonde. And so I think this like, see the weave of this fabric, it's really textured. And I think it's a natural color. I don't think this is dyed. And that is also great for, you know, Viking stuff. And the selvage is also so clean. Look at that selvage. So if you look at it, it has some yellow, brown, and gray in it. And it doesn't fray very easily. All which are fantastic qualities for fabric for a Viking cosplay. So we have kirtle fabric. Now I shall begin working on my kirtle pattern. These of my kirtle are all cut out here. So we've got the gussets, then these are my sleeves, gores, and I think body pieces. I'm really happy with this fabric and I'm gonna continue on with this as soon as I can. Okay, so here is Kirtle Progress so far. I can't tell which pieces are which. Oh, this is the body. So I am not going to film a lot of this, mostly because I'm with my family right now, and so most of the sewing I'm doing is in company with, you know, in like the most hectic moments. But basically what I have done is I have sewn the little gussets and the sleeves and the shoulder seams on both sides, and I have pinned the gores, the 2 gores. Oh no. Oh shoot. I put 2 gores instead of 4. Should I have put 4 gores or? Okay, wait a second. So maybe I'm gonna scrap, oh my god. So there's 4 triangles here, so maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 1 triangle in each slit, so 2 on the sides and 1 on the back. I have seen that done before. I'm gonna do some research. Whew, okay, so I'm gonna slit. Anyway, what I was saying is I won't film a lot of the making of this kirtle, mostly because basically the same process as the shift. What I am gonna film and what you are gonna see is the embroidery, because I feel like that's interesting. So if you don't see footage of the kirtle being sewn, that's why. I will update you after I have decided my gore configuration. Update. So all the structural seams are done. I even pressed them open here on the skirt, and I am currently hanging it up for the bias to stretch so that then I can put it on my dress form and just cut the hem properly. Because this hem is cut to size. I cut it yesterday and the gores are much longer. I pinned the edges that I need to finish like this. I'm gonna whip these down and fill these, and I think what I'm gonna do for the skirt edges, I don't want to leave them raw because I was mistaken. This will actually phrase quite a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to join them together and whip and overcast. I think there is evidence for similar seam treatment in Viking garments. I am going to check, but I am pretty sure that's what I'm gonna do. So this is it for now. I also want to show you guys the extra materials that I have for this project. Now obviously I'm gonna have a whole lot of these brown wool scraps. I also have this darker brown wool that I thought would be nice for some. I wanted to go full on cosplay for some of these details and straight up make a knife and a fake axe, obviously a fake knife, duh. And so I wanted to make holsters for that stuff, so I have this. I think I'm also going to purchase some cord or string. I really want to go all out for the weapons part of this, because yeah. So I also have some faux leather left over from like a horrible shoemaking attempt. I wanted to make either a pouch or a belt with this. I think I have a belt that could work, but I wanted to make a belt out of this, or at least the forehead, her forehead strap bit. I don't know what to call it. I don't know if I want studs in there, because some of her forehead bits have studs, some don't. I might do without studs. And then these are the beads for the strings. I have these glass seed beads that I used with my rose swim dress. These glass beads that I just bought at the convenience store. They're really nice. I had these glass beads. They're not glass, they're like actual stone beads, leftovers. And what I think is I might arrange them like this gray one in the center and like two whites in one of the bead strings, and then I can have the brown ones like this. Or I also have these two, which I think the only one I'm going to use is this one, just because it reminds me of Stormfly's color palette. Now this is plastic, but the shape and the coloring does remind me of some Viking bead finds. I might use this in the closure of one of the bags. Also because Hiccup does wear green at some point in the series. I think in the first movie, yes, he does wear green. So that might be a nice nod to their relationship, so blue-green. This again, Stormfly's coloring. And how I got these beads is I bribed my little niece to give me them from her braid, because they were braided into her hair, and I told her I needed them, and she said name your price. So I had to give her a lot of my own beads and also a bag. I'm gonna make her a little bag. That's not a very equal bargain, is it? But I had to do what I had to do for these beads. So these are the craft materials so far. Just ignore the sounds of the pouring rain. I'm wearing the Tunic kirtle right now. This is loose. Obviously it's going to be cinched by the apron dress and the belt. So I'm working on the neckline. I think I'm going to take in the shoulders here a little bit because the shift is showing. I marked where I want to cut the neckline. I might cut it even higher because I want the slit to be longer. Today I'm thinking as soon as it stops raining, I want to go out and get silk thread for the embroidery. Speaking of silk thread, my linen thread ran out, so I finished, I don't know if it's this side, but I finished some of the gore edges with silk thread. As you can see, I've used this kind of overcast method, And now I have pinned up the hem. So that's gonna be hemmed, and I'm gonna take in the shoulders and cut the neckline. I'm super happy with this so far. The tunic is pretty loose, but also like fitting around the bust. I'm very happy with this. Update, so it's done. Like the structure is fully sewn. So now I'm embroidering it, and look how pretty this silk thread is. I'm going pretty fast at this herringbone stitch embroidery. I did that last night after finishing everything, and my grandma was like, wow, because I was at my grandma's, and I mean, I didn't know that this was a family thing that we did. My great grandma always used to do herringbone stitch, and my grandma kind of forgot how to do it, so I retaught her how to do herringbone stitch embroidery, which is so sweet, and she loved it. So yeah, this is the kirtle for now. It's all hemmed and all done. I have made the executive decision that since linen thread is really expensive and the shipping costs are really expensive, and I can't find any that will get to me on time that is not expensive, I decided that I'm going to continue in silk thread. I cut out my apron dress last night, and this is the design. I only used 2 meters of fabric. Well, the guy at the fabric store gave me just a little bit more than 2 meters because they know me now. I measured the front, the measurement that I wanted to be in the front, like my bust, half of my bust, technically half of my whole bust circumference. And I doubled it, and this is for the cartridge pleating, and then I drew a line through here, and that's the gore. I did this twice, and obviously the length is from, there it is, there she is, look at her, she's beautiful, from over here to roughly over there, because I didn't want the apron dress to be super long. And then I cut out the straps, and this is the apron dress so far. I wanted to show you all the seams are put together with pins right now. It's just pinned. See what I mean by the gores with the salvage? This is the, I believe this is the bottom of the gores. Yes, that's the bottom, and this is the top of the gores. I'm gonna running stitch this together because these seams really don't need to take that much strain. So I'm just gonna running stitch this with some waxed silk thread, and hopefully the cartridge pleating is gonna be good, because I mean, it wasn't as much as the length of the fabric that worried me, it was more the width for this situation. So I don't know, we'll see what we can do. I'll try and smock it as best I can. So I have greatly underestimated my speed. So I have finished the structural seams of the apron dress. It is now all seamed together, and I am moving on to hem the top. I think I'm gonna hem the bottom last. So I'm hemming the top right now. I'm almost halfway through hemming the top. And I have also made the straps, which I need to iron. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish hemming the top and start marking out the placement for the cartridge pleats. Okay, I marked all the cartridge pleats. It took freaking forever. I'm not sure I'm gonna do a third row. I just marked it just in case so I wouldn't have to go back again. So now I'm gonna start doing this. Send help. Okay, but what I'm gonna do first is I'm not sure that I have enough fabric all around to densely cartridge pleat it all around my bust circumference. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go from here to the other end, and I'm gonna fully cartridge pleat that, then see how much I've left for the back, and maybe for the back I can just do partial smocking, because the Kirtle Dress original had partial smocking on the front. I just wanted to do a whole smocked one just for fun. So let's see how this works out. Plans. Since cartridge pleating the entire thing was impossible, my pleats kept getting messed up, I'm going to do kind of like the Kirtle Dress, but sort of more extended pleat section, because I didn't like where the smocking just went from, I don't know, like here to here. I like more here to here. As for the reconstruction, oof, well, that's one side of the apron dress down. But yeah, what I'm currently doing is I'm gathering from here, this is the center, and to there, and seeing how it goes. I only need 2 rows of gathering to get the look that I want, so hopefully this should not be that labor intensive. Wow, I fit this on the mannequin, and I'm gonna have to say, it's like basically exactly how I imagined it. So for the smocking, I only did 1 row of gathering. I just tried cartridge pleating it so many times and it wouldn't work, and I just decided screw it. So yeah, I think I made a great decision. This is all pinned together. It's not sewn yet. Like, the straps are just pinned, and I wanted to see how the turtle brooches would look. They look amazing. Wait, let me show you the back. I did this thing. Ooh! Oh shoot! That thing always falls down. I did this thing on the back because a lot of apron dresses reconstructions I've seen have this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this off the mannequin and stitch these straps here. And then, because here it's, let me take the brooch off so I can show you how it's closed. I cut off camera, I cut off these loops, which are also pinned, and then the strap just feeds into this loop from the inside, and then it pins secured shut with the turtle brooch. So these are completely adjustable so that I can fit them to my body measurements with or without the supportive shift, because I do want this apron dress to be a regular wear piece for me. I've always wanted a pinafore like this, so I just thought, why not? Plus I love the color. So now I'm gonna take this off of the mannequin. I'm gonna stitch the loops here, and I'm gonna stitch the straps in the back. I think this is gonna fit because the mannequin's bust size is different from my natural bust size, and my natural bust size is different from my bust size with the supportive shift. So I definitely think this is gonna fit a bit looser than it is fitting on the mannequin, which is perfect. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. I'm very, very happy. It went from last night me doubting that I would make this in time to now me having this apron dress pretty much in control. As for finishing the seams, as of in here, they're still unfinished. Obviously I don't need to finish the selvages, but look, these, they're fraying a bit, but honestly, I might get away with not finishing them before the trip, because as of now, I have 4 days to finish this whole project. I think I'm on track, but I am like completely devoid of any social life at this point because I need to finish this thing. Okay, sewing update. Last sewing update, and then the sewing conclusion is done. This, I'm sorry, it's really dark out here. I've got barely any herringbone stitch embroidery left. Show, come on. But I run out of silk thread and the shops were closed today. So I need to get some more silk thread tomorrow. I am not too preoccupied with this embroidery. Frankly, I don't think I'm gonna touch this for now, because as you will see in the next part of this video, I'm also working on the cosplay accessories simultaneously to this historical sewing thing, and I really need to salvage a lot of destruction. So I don't think I'm gonna touch this until I'm in the car on the road, because so yeah, hopefully this is gonna be the last clip.
friends, so as you might have guessed, this video ends here just because I couldn't fit the cosplay part in this video itself. It would have been so long. So the cosplay part and hopefully the get ready with me and the reveal will be in my next video. So stay tuned for that. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. Bye.